First, we need to select our project. Then we need to go to our project settings, and in the general, we need to select service hooks. We're going to go ahead and create a subscription. So we've got one right here, but we're going to create a new one. In yours, it should just say create a subscription in big letters right here, because you shouldn't have any, ideally. And next, what we're going to do is we're going to go and create our Azure storage. But just before we do that, we're going to look at some areas. So the first area we're going to look at is our webhooks. Okay, so let's look at the webhooks just for demonstration purposes. As you can see, you can actually connect a webhook via the HTTP in these service hooks. So if the application wants to communicate with any of the listed available application hooks, you can almost always use a webhook option as a generic way to communicate. This allows you to make a HTTP post when an event occurs. And an example of that would be if you wanted to call an Azure function or an Azure Logic app, you could use this option. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we're not going to be using that, but just wanted to give you some information on that. If you go to Azure Storage, we need to select our Azure Storage, so we're going to go next. And first things first, we need to specify a trigger, so trigger on this type of event, so build trigger. We're going to filter our build, so we're going to specify which release pipeline. And build status, we're going to select when it's succeeded. Okay, let's go to next. Now our storage account. Now our storage account name, give me a second, I'm going to have to see what I have specified. Okay, in my Azure Portal, I have created a storage account 0001. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the access key, show key, and I'm going to copy the key details. And I'm going to paste them there. I'm also going to take the storage account name, paste the storage account name there. Queue, now you have to have a queue created within the storage account to store the messages. So if you go to queues, so I'll show you now. If you go to queues, you need to have a queue here. So I'm just going to create one, and I'm just going to put my example queue. I'm just making it up. You can name it whatever you want as long as you remember the name. And we're going to put this queue name there. And as we go along, what we're going to do is we're going to press test. And as you can see, we have got a succeeded message. So we are now able to send messages directly to our queue. So we can go ahead and press finish. Next, we're going to actually create a release to test this service hook. So let's go back to our release. Right there. And we're going to go to edit. And we're just going to click create a release pipeline, select the trigger, select dev. And we're just going to put in the release description, test the queue service hook. Okay, let's click on create. So now it has been queued. We have to click on this, and we have to select our stage, and we're just going to specify deploy. As you can see, to be deployed, and we just click deploy. Okay, so we're going to let that finish. We're going to go straight to the Azure Portal, and let's have a look if it's there. And as you can see, in our queue, let me go back. In our queue, the example queue we just created, you can see we've got our message text, and we've got our insertion. So this was literally just a minute ago, and your expiration date. Okay, so that's the end of our demo.